Good morning and welcome to today's devotional here on this Monday. And first, I hope and pray that you are taking care of yourself. For those of you that are in the Southern California area, that you are sheltering or at least paying very close attention to the rain. But I am praying that everyone is safe and no harm will come to you. But with this devotional here on this Monday, the title of this devotional is called Admit Disappointment. And let me explain what I mean by that. John chapter 11, verse number 21 and 22 reminds us of an encounter that Martha had with Jesus when Lazarus passed away. And it reads, Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if only if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask." I'm sure that we can all remember a time where we felt a little bit hopeless or maybe even disappointed with the answers that God had given us in circumstances that we faced within our life. And some could say that they felt that maybe God wasn't listening to our prayers. Others may say that they feel that God had a different decision and it wasn't the one that we wanted. But disappointment, unfortunately, is a powerful feeling that often causes us to give up. And it pushes us away sometimes from the Lord instead of drawing us closer to Him. Here in the scripture, Martha speaks her mind. She's very honest and open to the Lord, and she expresses her feeling to Jesus. And she doesn't hold back. She essentially tells the Lord because of the fact that she knows Him. She's very close to Him. They have a strong relationship. And so because not only does she know Him, but she believes in Him, and she has the faith that Jesus could do everything and anything, that she is not willing to accept the outcome of a circumstance despite of the fact that her brother's been gone for some time. She believes that Jesus still has the power to transform and change the situation that she's currently in. And so this story does have an amazing ending, yes. And the truth is that this ending will not always be our ending. We're not going to always get this miraculous move of the Lord to cause somebody who's been gone to come back. That isn't always the circumstances that we are able to experience. But what we can learn is how Martha responded during the fear and loss. And she shows that you can surrender your situation to God in faith and in hope and express your feelings. And see, this is something that I think that is so important, that sometimes either we step out in faith and we just embrace what the Lord has for us, and then other times we hold back and many new fresh emotions arise. The Bible tells us in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse number 7, give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you. So today I would ask you to take a look at things that you're facing within your life. And there's nothing wrong with being honest about how you feel, and there's nothing wrong without expressing it to the Lord. But what it should never do is change your faith. And that's what I would ask you to really begin to hold on to this morning, is that you would never lose the faith of believing that God can do anything. But in the same time, that you would look back and place your disappointment in the hands of Jesus, just like Martha did. I'm disappointed. If you would have been here earlier, things could have turned out differently. But I also believe you have the power to change this. That's a powerful statement that, as I paraphrase it, that Martha said. She's essentially telling the Lord, I'm disappointed that you weren't here, but I also know that you still have the ability of changing things. And I think sometimes we can come to the Lord and say, I'm disappointed, Lord. I wish things would have come out differently, but that's not going to change my faith. I do believe in you. I do believe what you can do. And more than anything else, I trust you at your decision that you make at this time within my life. So I think here's the time where I would say to you, admit disappointment. There's nothing wrong with saying that to the Lord. Admit it, But don't ever let it change the faith that you have in believing that God can do anything. Bow our heads with me as we pray. Lord, I come before you, and I do believe that sometimes we will face disappointments in our life where we just don't necessarily favor the outcome. It hurts. It wounds us. And there are moments, God, where we're going to see your hand move and we're going to be ever so grateful. I've seen it within my life where one is blessed and the other, unfortunately, we see tragedy. But it doesn't change the fact that you are God. It doesn't change the fact that you do what's best in the moment of our life. And how we're able to pursue and move forward and endure and whatever circumstance we face. Gosh, it can be so many things, Lord. But I still look to you in these times of our life, and we say, Lord, we pray for encouragement for those that are facing a disappointment right now. We pray, God, this morning that you would lift up the heads of those that are weary, and because of the circumstances that they've had to endure, that God, you would help them and give them strength, God. I'm asking you, God, to do something that only you can do. For this world doesn't offer answers to those types of disappointments. But you, O Lord, you bring comfort to those who are weary, and you help provide strength to those who have not been able to stand on their own. I pray blessing over your children now. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you. May the Lord turn his face towards you, and may he give you peace throughout this week. Amen. God bless you, and thanks for joining us. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I just want to remind you that there are some ways that you can help us here within our ministry. There are 3 ways you can give, and that, of course, is through our church app. Simplest way to do that, go to the platform of your phone, and you can search My Church app and then search Our Church. And in that app, you should be able to donate to us in any way that you can. Again, it just pours back into this ministry that we can continue to do what we do. And then you can also go to our website. It's another location you can bless us is here as well. And then, of course, mailing a check into the address that you see on the screen. But we appreciate the support that you provide. I want to assure you that it does go back into the ministry and the work of the Lord. We're so grateful that all that God has given us, but we also trust the Lord as he continues to provide and help us. God bless you, and thanks for joining us.